Good morning. So, first of all, I looked at my channel and I look at all these faces I'm making. I don't, it gives you three options to choose from thumbnail. Obviously, you can make a thumbnail and pick one manually. I'm too lazy to do that. So, I don't know what it's going to be. Um, what I thought was funny is I was thinking about how there's one photo I've seen of my dad's dad, my paternal grandfather, and he didn't look like a happy guy. And I don't know what he sounded like. I don't know what he acted like. Like he's been gone for fucking 50 something years, probably half a century. He's been off the earth. So I was thinking that when I had social media and I started to have this realization that what I appeared as online had nothing to do with who and what I am. In fact, it probably represented uh, the opposite, because everything that I posted online was either to make like an ex jealous or it was something out of character. Like I'm not standing somewhere taking pictures or thinking about how should I look in this picture. I actually hate taking pictures. And then if I was out drinking with friends or something, then I would take a picture. I hate this light. Um, so it looked like I was always out. It looked like I was always fucking around. And and then I have LinkedIn, which just says like my, education, and I never took like a headshot, like a professional. I'm a serious businessman. It's just fuck off. I just can't do it. I can't do it. So I had so many like ideas of how do I how do I represent myself authentically. Because if it's not authentic, I don't want to do it at all. Which, in contrast to the people I was talking about in the last video, um, I thought obviously like these journals is all personal stuff. It's all things that I'm thinking about. It's not like fully thought out stuff. It's as I'm thinking, and a lot of times I don't know what I'm going to say or talk about until I hit record. And you know, the thing is it's not just like spiritually speaking. I shouldn't. Gossiping is bad, right? But and then like I don't want to talk about people or their personal problems or anything like that because I don't want to hurt their feelings. But this is like once we're both dead, who fucking cares? It's like I'm not allowed to think about certain things or talk them out or talk them through because it will offend someone. It's like get over it. So I do my best, obviously, to not talk about specific people or you know what I mean. Um, while I try to hash things out in my head and figure out what's happening and why, and because that's the whole point of this. So if I just hold things in, then I'm thinking about it, and what the fuck's the point of me doing this? It's like literally, this is the whole point is to get it out of my head so I can put other shit in there. So I thought it's interesting. Like, should this survive for generations for some reason? Um, like I'm so far removed from the possibility or idea of having kids anytime soon or grandkids or anything like that. But how cool that there isn't just one mysterious photo or pictures of my cars or, you know what I mean, like random shit that doesn't matter. It's like they can actually have a conversation with me. I'm actually teaching them something. Maybe, like for generations, maybe. What better gift could I leave? You know. Of course, there's so many, especially depending on how many times I do this, so many hours of video and conversation you have. That's why I try to title them as things that maybe I can refer to later. Maybe there's things I can ping from and condense into making, you know, some longer things, like a presentation of some sort. But I thought, you know, it's as authentic as I can be. I was, you know, my mom was telling me that I shouldn't use bad words and stuff like this. It's like you know, I do think you sound less intelligent when you curse, but also generally people who curse are being authentic. They're not afraid of judgment. And that's, I feel, why I do it rather than it sounds cool. Because actually, when I hear other people curse to me, I'm like, you sound like an idiot. Um, but it's fine when I do it. I just feel like I'm not at the point where I'm like I'm that version of somebody, of me. So why skip the step? It's like, in order to be authentic, this is how I talk and feel and act currently. Is it perfect? No. So, so what? So, um, what else was I thinking about? Um, I talked to someone yesterday who I feel is awake. So she's had a fair bit of trauma, married and divorced. The husband kind of lost his mind because he was taking Adderall, which to some people it's the same thing as taking meth. Um, it's one of the reasons I don't believe in taking any type of, like, if my blood pressure is high, let it be high. If I have a headache, I'm like, the last thing I want to do is put shit in my body, and then the idea of having to put something in it constantly bothers me. It's also why I don't drink caffeine. It's like, I don't want to have random shit in here. Let my body do it on its own. Um, so she told me that her ex-husband committed suicide. Um, and the reason that's significant is she tried to help him. She tried to tell him to get off the medication, that it was affecting him. And of course, she became the enemy, the living embodiment of his aggression and rage. And he was threatening to uh, kill her, their dog, and then jump off the balcony. And she basically escaped the relationship. She, like, what a thing to go through. And she's the sweetest person. At, like, 100%. She never started an argument. I guarantee you, never started an argument. She's just super sweet, loving, innocent person. And it popped in my mind because I'm thinking, like, I know so many people who just like casually take this concentration drug. Um, it has effects up here, and it's a very scary thing. So, um, you know, of course, like, I don't want to lose people that I care about. I don't want them to ruin their lives and stuff. And then, when I was talking to this person, she's very pretty and she on purpose after her relationship didn't date anybody. So she's been single for a long time. Obviously gets approached a lot. So she was talking about how she knew that she wasn't ready, but also probably the people approaching her probably she could see like there wasn't anything there. And there was a guy that um, was interested, and her friend said, "Oh, don't give him the time of day. Like you're better than him, or whatever." Then the friend found out he had a yacht and like a penthouse apartment, and then was like, "What the fuck are you doing? Go fuck that guy." And she was like, "What are you talking? Like what? I already knew he had that stuff. What is that? Why does that matter?" And the difference between these two girls is that I know the other girl as well, and she seems quite lost to me. But that is kind of the culture here. It's like there's a status symbol, so you go through it like I want this, check mark, check box, check box, check box. And the thing is that guys know that women have these check boxes, so you get the shittiest quality men like, as high achievers because of a narcissistic need to be wanted. And I was talking to my cousin about how the people we universally think are attractive have it the hardest because everyone will try to change their face, change their appearance, pretend to be something that matches that so they can get that. And it's happened to me quite a bit, and it's disheartening and rude. It's like really weird that someone's like going to fake being my perfect match and take me away from my destiny or a partner. It's like that's pretty fucking selfish and rude. I feel, and obviously those people don't have the same beliefs as me. They don't believe there's a purpose for everything and there's one person meant for them, or that they have to do any self development to earn anything. Frankly, like everything should just be given to me because I've suffered enough, kind of thing. Um, so it was nice to talk to someone who's like she's able to see how her friend changes herself to match whoever she's dating and feels bad for that friend. Like, don't you know that you're enough, kind of thing. And I hate that that is such a common theme that in societies that people think that they're not enough. Um, we all have that. We all have that, but it's getting dangerous. It's beyond obsession because you can put your life in danger trying to pursue. Think about, like, I'm close to women, like the amount of injections of like actual poison or chemicals into their face, into their body, the fad diets or the chemicals to suppress appetite, like whatever this megalitude is. What's it called? It's the diabetes medicine that people are using to take weight. And the people that take it, they look sick. You get skinny fat, like it looks like your muscle goes away, and then you don't even look the same. It's like, okay, you lost the weight, but like you're literally dying. You don't have energy to do anything. I saw a friend of mine last week, and he's like, I'm not gonna lie, like the weight loss is from that. It's like you look thinner, but you don't look healthier. This isn't a good thing. And he coincidentally he was saying that he doesn't go out anymore. I'm like, yeah, you probably don't feel like it. Like this isn't good. Like who cares? And I see the problem, like for a man who's overweight, it's not as bad. For women for a woman who is unhappy with her appearance, she will kill herself trying to achieve something. And the thing is, like, if you know the women who are obsessed with this stuff, it's like they are already beautiful the way God made them. And it's terrifying to see that they don't see their beauty, they see their flaws. And from my perspective, like, no matter how much love and energy I feed, there's something that predated me that is ingrained in them that I can't change or affect with loving or with positive affirmation or with, like, you name it. Like, tell me something to try and I'll try it. And like beautiful and like women that have everything like 10 out of 10 are at least happy. It's like they have things that other women couldn't pretend to have, and they're the least happy. It's like I wish you could see from my perspective, but I also wish that that need inside, that voice inside would just be silent so that they can be in the present moment, be happy, accept love. Like they're always seeking something, and it's always external. And no matter what they find in the external, they'll find something wrong with it. It's not quite perfect because they don't feel like they're quite perfect. And the problem with that is none of that's true. The only truth is what you believe. So it's very important to pay attention to your beliefs, to your self-talk, to your habits, because it's a very difficult, life is very difficult as it is. Being hard on yourself, like having negative self-talk, like your brain doesn't know the difference. Your body will release chemicals, and then that's how you create a new trauma or reinforce one. That's how it got there to begin with. Either shame or fight or flight or something that you were told by your mom or your dad or your fucking teacher made you feel a certain way. You release the chemical, and then throughout your life, you're just continuously releasing that venom into your veins. And as long as you do that, you cannot be happy. You'll have moments of happiness. It's the difference between dopamine and serotonin. You'll have a hit of happiness, and life will be about that hit. So I need to do this. I get a massage, and then I get dopamine, and then I feel good. And then I'll have to get a facial, and then I'll have to get my nails done, and then I'll have to. There's always this stuff that my Botox appointment, my this appointment, my that appointment, and then on top of that being not just like pharmaceutically medicated, but also like the hormones and shit in our food. Caffeine. It's like, what chance do we have? What chance do you have to be happy? This chemical soup floating in your body, releasing hormones that releasing or blocking hormones. And we're doing all this shit to find happiness, and all of it is taking us in the opposite direction. It's a horrific realization from my perspective, but obviously, like, when you're in it, you just see, like, when you're drowning, you're reaching for a life vest. You know what I mean? You just are, I need to not feel this now. And that life vest could be taking you further deeper into sea. But you see the life vest and you're swimming towards that instead of swimming towards shore. It's like it's going to take work to swim under your own power towards shore. But then you're permanently safe. Rather than grab onto this life vest and that life vest and that vest before you know it, you're lost at sea. And how do you, I feel today, thinking about this, I feel incredibly like I feel probably how they feel. I feel like weak and tired, and I feel helpless, defeated. Nothing in my life has happened to make me feel that way, but me thinking about people in my orbit, and when I connect with them, even when they're smiling and happy and whatever, I have absorbed how they feel. And it gives me I get like a pounding headache, like in the center of my brain. Like I wake up at night and if I turn, my body, it's like I'm hungover. And it's like, I don't even know how to snap out of that. I don't know what I'm supposed to, that's why I'm journaling. I don't know how to not feel this feeling. And of course, I don't know if it's an empathy thing or what, but like I want to take these feelings away from people and shoulder them myself, but I'm just hurting myself. It's like the things that I want to accomplish in life, I need my energy. But at the same time, like, what is the point of me being able to see and experience, and like when people come into my life and I see what's happening underneath the surface. I see what's ailing them, or how they're sabotaging their own lives. And it's hard to just, good luck. This is a mess, good luck. On one hand, I know that the only power to fix that comes from within the person. Because that's, no external help came for me. I had to do it myself. And that's why I don't, like, there's no social media. There's nowhere to, like, people from my past can't find me and look at me and see what I look like or what I'm up to or anything. I don't need anyone's validation. To me, it's more important to be happy than to appear happy. And I think the society I live in is exactly the opposite. People think it's more important to appear. And the more I tried to appear happy, the unhappier I was. The more I was posting, the more unhappy, because it's not just dopamine, like you're looking for love. Send me a funny meme. Give me the good chemicals. I want like the long-term stable chemicals of happiness and peace. That chaotic energy is just destructive. Notification. It's like, fuck my phone. Don't notify me. It's like, are you making me money? Then tell me. If not, fuck off. I don't need to hear from you. I'm talking to my phone, but also talking to every person. This customer texted me again at midnight. I'm going to have to teach him something. It's like, hey, it's not appropriate to message someone at midnight on their cell phone. I don't know what fucking planet you're from. China. Um, so there's another person I had met who, young girl married with 2 kids, and her husband started taking Adderall because it made him lean. And I guess he was chubby when he was younger, and then like this guy lost his mind. She sent me his YouTube page, and she's like, don't ever share this with anybody. And I was like, okay, I promise. Like, she's not in my life. She disappeared. I have not seen her anymore, but I want to keep that promise. But I was watching these videos, and he was in his apartment, and he's recording himself like this, and he had like adopted the persona of, I think, the Joker, and he would speak in like a demonic guttural tone and say, do you think you know what's happening? Do you think it's real? I know the secrets. And I watched a ton of the videos. I was fascinated. And his eyes are completely black and glazed over. I'm like, I recognize that. I know that he's not home now. Something else is. From my spiritual experience. And it reminds me now what my other friend went through. Like, he's extremely dangerous to his wife, to his kids. And this dumb fuck, he had everything. He had a beautiful wife, beautiful kids, like perfect life, but he wasn't happy. He needed external validation still. So he wasn't happy with himself, and he started to change. Once he started seeing a physical change in his appearance that he liked, it corroded and eroded the inside until he legit lost his mind. He was 5150. He was like held against his, in a psych ward. And then, of course, he makes friends there. Then he's hanging out with fucking more crazy people, getting crazier ideas. This is a very fucking bad, like everything fine, and then everything as bad as it can get. And now I assume the wife disappeared so she could hide from him, because there's someone who's obsessed with her, doesn't want her to move on. I used to see this guy at the gym, and he knew that I was friends with him. I'm sure someone told him that her and I talked at the gym or something. And I saw him, he wanted to come up to me to talk to me. I had no interest in being friends with this guy, but he started walking over to me, and then someone intercepted it. And I was like, oh, thank God. I didn't know what I was going to say. I know that, like, he appeared like a narcissist, so he's going to try to, like, befriend me so I don't fuck his wife, I think. That's the vibe I got, but there is only one piece of advice that I would have had, is like, you're fucking your life up. I don't want to be involved in this at all. Like, that's the last thing I want. I don't want to be a stepdad. I don't want to be like, oh my God. I don't want to be the next target of this fucking guy either. But, while this girl was going through something horrific, she didn't have anyone close to her, and she confided in me, of all people. It's like, we're strangers. It was just someone at the gym. But like, she was just needed a shoulder to cry on. It was like, I am willing to emotionally support you from a distance. And like, even her finances were involved with the guy, and she was worried about not being able to escape. And I was like, dude, like, I will help you. Like, what do you have money for? It's like, why give it to random people? It's like, if I know someone who needs, it's like, you cannot stay with me or near me, but I will get you a hotel with your kids. If your credit card don't work or whatever, it's like, that's fine. And like I offered a lot of help, um, seeing as what how trapped she felt, how scared she felt, um, and frankly, I thought her life was in danger. So um, I have no idea what the resolution was or if she's alive even, but that that to me is a more charitable act and more appropriate use of my money for charity than giving it to a random organization or a church or some other scam. Um, so I like seeing these things happen because of a prescription drug. A doctor prescribed it to them, and then of course, like if the doctor stops, it's not hard to get these pills on the street. They're not expensive. And then you're getting things that might have fentanyl in it, like you're to look lean, to have a jawline, to have acceptance from strangers. Throw everything away. The inside pain, inside people, is the scariest force in this universe. And it's the hardest thing to address, it's the hardest thing to purge. And it's even hard to notice. The way I see it, obviously, like if you're raising the next generation, you can prevent these things by talking to them and by validating them and when they have emotions, um, or fear or whatever, like preventing this demon from taking hold. But when people are adults, what do you do? How do you be like, hey, you're killing yourself? Hey, you don't look healthy. Hey, you're getting weird. You're becoming something else. You know, you're killing yourself. Why trade your soul for beauty? And the craziest thing is like if you're already beautiful, what the fuck? It's some kind of body dysphoria or that transgender movement. It's like it's just a symptom of what's happening in society. It's just one branch of it, but everybody has that. Everybody has that to some degree. We give it to each other. We're poisoning each other. And I think that was an important thing for me to recognize when I made my circle a lot smaller and made myself scarce. It's like who brings me up and who brings me down, who encourages the wrong behavior, who encourages the right behavior, what direction am I going, and who belongs in that direction. We're too intelligent of a species to have this problem. It's very self destructive. Very, very self destructive. Um, I'm pretty sure it's time for me to go to the gym. I I don't have a funny or positive or uplifting thing to end this one on. And even the weather is gloomy today. I don't have to shoulder the burdens of all of society. and try to figure it out myself. But the solutions other people come up with are fucking bullshit. There's no like pills or the answer to everything is alchemy. The answer to everything is go inside. So whoever and however you get there, fucking just get there. Do it. Okay. I definitely prefer having a beard, but it's nice to know what my face looks like underneath every now and then. Um, Off I go. It's Friday the 13th. I know 13 is considered a bad luck number, but in numerology it equals to 4, so that's fine. 4 is a good one. I will let you know, of course, if something weird happens. You know, I had these white lines on my white dots on my nails, and I was like, oh, when it gets to the end, I'll get money, and they just disappeared. I've never seen that happen. Usually, it like grows out, and then you cut it out eventually. But the only compliment I get from women is I have nice nail beds, and I don't know like what I'm supposed to do with that. Like sometimes I'll be signing something like at the DMV, and the lady's like, oh, and then I tuck my nails in. Okay, these are weird things to think about, but here we are. I don't really have plans this weekend, so we'll see what happens. But I'll update you if I have any updates. See ya.